Blurry vision isn't just age catching up with you. It's what you've been missing in your own kitchen. I almost lost my eyesight until I discovered a simple, natural way to keep my vision sharp. No pills, no surgery. I never thought it would happen to me. I was always active, relatively healthy for my age. But one morning, everything changed. My grandson ran up to me, smiling like he always does, and for a brief second, his face blurred out like a foggy mirror. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, tried adjusting my glasses, but it didn't help. His little face, the one I use to memorize every freckle of, was just a fuzzy outline. That moment hit me harder than any doctor's diagnosis ever could. I went to my ophthalmologist that week. She told me, "Your eyesight's just getting older, it happens." She recommended some eye vitamins, maybe stronger reading glasses. Everyone around me said the same thing. It's normal after 60. But deep down, something didn't feel right. My vision wasn't just getting worse. It was slipping away faster than I could understand. I started noticing things I'd never paid attention to before. Road signs took longer to read. My phone screen felt smaller, and by late afternoon, my eyes felt like sandpaper. I stopped driving at night. Reading books, my favorite hobby, became a struggle. There was this constant, quiet fear. Am I going blind? Is this how it all ends? Staring into a blurry world. The worst part wasn't the fear itself. It was the hopelessness. Everyone told me it was normal, that I had to accept it, that after a certain age, fading eyesight was just part of life. I felt trapped, like I was waiting to lose a piece of myself, day by day, powerless to stop it. I sat in my kitchen, staring at those expensive vitamin bottles lined up on the counter, and whispered to myself, there has to be something else, something they're not telling me. If you've ever been told that declining eyesight is just a part of aging, trust me, you're not alone. I learned something that completely changed how I see senior health tips. After that terrifying moment with my grandson, I did what most people would do. I turned to the trusted advice I'd always heard. Carrots, vitamin supplements, stronger reading glasses. I bought them all. Every eye health label at the pharmacy caught my attention. I spent hundreds of dollars on multivitamins, eye drops, even those herbal pills advertised on TV. And for weeks, nothing changed. My eyes still burned after reading. I still struggled to focus in the evenings. The world stayed blurry around the edges. I kept asking myself, how can I be doing everything right and still feel like I'm losing my sight? That's when I realized maybe what I thought was right was actually wrong. So I went digging, not just a few Google searches. I started reading real medical journals, research studies, anything I could get my hands on, and what I found shocked me. It turns out all the focus on carrots and vitamin bottles is only a tiny part of the story. Yes, carrots have beta-carotene, but they do little to protect the retina, reduce inflammation, or strengthen the optic nerve, the parts of the eye that really matter as we age. Worse, the so-called eye vitamins I've been spending money on, many of them are based on outdated science or lack the proper doses to make a difference. The more I read, the angrier I got. But then I stumbled across something almost no one talks about, something even the so-called experts on TV never mention. I kept seeing the same words pop up in clinical studies. Seeds, tiny nutrient-packed powerhouses completely overlooked in most senior health tips. My first reaction was disbelief. Could something as simple and affordable as seeds be more effective than all those expensive pills? It sounded too good to be true, but the science didn't lie. One study after another showed real, measurable improvements in eye health from certain seeds, especially in people over 60. I was stunned. That's when it hit me. All this time, I had been chasing the wrong solutions. Everything I needed wasn't at the pharmacy. It was already in my kitchen. Once I realized I had been misled, I made a promise to myself. I was going to try something different. I started small. I wasn't about to toss out every pill I bought, but I decided to introduce just one change. I added pumpkin seeds to my morning routine. It was simple. A tablespoon of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds sprinkled on my oatmeal. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive. I figured, what's there to lose? To be honest, I didn't expect much. I thought, this is too easy. There's no way something so basic could help where prescriptions failed. But within the first week, something surprising happened. The usual dry, gritty feeling in my eyes when I woke up, it wasn't there. My vision felt clearer, more stable. Encouraged, I added another seed, fennel. I brewed a simple fennel tea after meals. Not only did my digestion improve, but the constant eye strain after reading started fading. For the first time in years, I could finish a chapter without my eyes begging for a break. Week by week, I layered in more. Sunflower seeds for vitamin E, chia seeds soaked overnight for hydration, and black seed oil, something I never thought would be in my kitchen, let alone my diet. Slowly but surely, I felt my eyes getting stronger. Then came the breakthrough. I sat down one afternoon, reading the local newspaper, when I realized I wasn't squinting. I wasn't adjusting my glasses. I was reading comfortably. I even flipped to the crossword section, something I hadn't done in years. That moment, quiet, simple, meant the world to me. After months of hopelessness, this tiny seed-fueled change gave me back a piece of my life. No pills, no surgeries, no fancy procedures. Just nature-forgotten wisdom, backed by real science. It was clear I had barely scratched the surface of what these simple foods could do. By this point, I was convinced these seeds were doing something special. But I wanted to go deeper. If pumpkin seeds could make my eyes feel this refreshed, what else was I missing? That's when I found something incredible. 7 seeds, all backed by clinical studies, all targeting different aspects of eye health. Each one worked in a unique way. Some improved blood flow, others reduced inflammation, and a few even protected my retina from the inside out. I didn't want to make this complicated, so I wrote them down in a simple list. 7 seeds, starting from the smallest benefit to the most powerful game changer. Number 7, pumpkin seeds. These little green seeds kicked off my journey. Rich in zinc and vitamin E, they support retinal health and night vision. Studies showed seniors with higher zinc intake had fewer problems with low-light vision. For me, it meant fewer headaches, clearer evenings, and less blurry vision after dark. Number 6, fennel seeds. I used to think fennel was just a kitchen spice. Turns out, it's loaded with flavonoids and plant-based vitamin C that help relax the tiny blood vessels behind your eyes. For me, fennel tea after meals didn't just help digestion. It gave my eyes a second wind during those tired, post-lunch afternoons. Number 5, sunflower seeds. I'll admit, I'd eaten sunflower seeds all my life, roasted, salted, and completely stripped of nutrients. Raw, unsalted sunflower seeds were a different story. Packed with vitamin E, selenium, and zinc, they helped my eyes feel less irritated, especially on windy days when they usually get red and watery. Number 4, chia seeds. The first time I soaked chia seeds overnight, I thought, this is just trendy nonsense. I was wrong. The gel-like texture slowed my digestion and stabilized my blood sugar. 2 major factors I didn't realize were wrecking my vision. I stopped experiencing those awful after-meal blurry spells, and my afternoon focus improved. Number 3, black seed Nigella sativa. This one shocked me. Black seed, or Nigella, had research showing it could reduce intraocular pressure by 24% in just 6 weeks. That's the kind of number I usually hear from prescription meds. I took half a teaspoon of black seed oil mixed with warm water and honey in the mornings. Not only did it ease the pressure behind my eyes, but the headaches that had become a daily nuisance almost disappeared. Number 2, fenugreek seeds. Fenugreek had me skeptical. Known for blood sugar support, yes, but eyes? Turns out, lowering blood sugar helps prevent retinal damage. I soaked a teaspoon overnight and drank the water in the morning. The difference? My eyes didn't burn after reading anymore. I didn't have to stop every 10 minutes to rub them. Even the redness around the rims started fading. Number 1, flax seeds. The crown jewel. Flax seeds were in every major study I read about eye health, especially for seniors. Loaded with ALA, a plant-based omega-3. They protected the macula, improved tear production, and kept my retina healthy. The results for me? Less dryness, fewer squints, and the most astonishing part, I started recognizing distant street signs again without straining. One by one, these seeds didn't just make my eyes healthier, they made me feel alive again. Every morning became a quiet celebration. I wasn't dreading the blurry fog anymore. I was looking forward to clarity, literally. And the best part? This wasn't some exotic shopping list or expensive supplement routine. These seeds were simple, affordable, and accessible. They were forgotten treasures hidden in plain sight. I kept thinking, why didn't anyone tell me about this before? But now I knew, and my only regret was waiting this long to find out. Have you known the effects of these seeds before? If not, comment number 1, and then comment number 0. After discovering these 7 seeds, I knew I had to make them part of my daily life. But like many seniors, I didn't want complicated recipes or messy meal prep. I wanted something simple, something I could enjoy every morning without even thinking about it. So I created my vision-saving breakfast bowl. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't expensive, but it became the most important meal of my day. Every morning, I took a small bowl of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, a good source of protein and healthy fats to help absorb the nutrients. I added 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds, my number 1 seed for eye protection. Then I stirred in a teaspoon of soaked chia seeds. They gave a smooth, pudding-like texture and helped me feel full longer. Next, I sprinkled half a teaspoon of black seed powder, just enough for its high-pressure benefits without the strong taste. I drained 1 teaspoon of soaked fenugreek seeds and tossed them in. A pinch of fennel seeds went on top, adding a subtle crunch and a gentle sweetness. To finish it off, I mixed in a few raw pumpkin and sunflower seeds, rich in zinc, vitamin E, and all the nutrients my tired eyes needed. Some mornings, I'd add a few blueberries or a slice of mango for an extra antioxidant boost. It took me less than 5 minutes to prepare. There were no pills to swallow, no expensive powders, no complicated steps. Just whole, real food working its quiet magic. Within a few weeks, my energy was steadier. My eyes didn't sting after reading. I noticed I was squinting less when watching TV. My vision felt more stable, stronger. That bowl became more than just breakfast. It became my daily reminder that even at my age, I could take control of my health, starting with something as simple as the food on my table. Looking back, it's hard to believe how close I was to giving up. I thought my blurry vision, headaches, and dry eyes were just a natural part of aging. I accepted it until I didn't. With nothing but a few simple seeds, I changed the direction of my health. I stopped dreading the morning newspaper. I started noticing street signs again. I felt confident driving, reading, and simply enjoying life without squinting or straining. My favorite part? I didn't need expensive eye procedures or endless prescriptions. My solution wasn't in some overpriced vitamin bottle. It was in my kitchen all along. These 7 seeds gave me back my freedom. They gave me back my confidence. And they reminded me that even in our 60s, 70s, and beyond, we can still take charge of our health in simple, powerful ways. If you've ever felt like your eyesight was slipping away, I encourage you, don't wait like I did. Start small. Add just 1 seed. Build it into your daily routine. You might be surprised at how much of your world you get back. Now I'm curious, out of all 7 seeds, which one do you enjoy the most? If seed number 5 is your favorite, drop a 1 in the comments. If you prefer any of the others, comment 0 and tell me which seed you like best. I'm reading every comment, and I can't wait to see which seed gets the most love.